Hey everybody, it's Bobby here, and I've got another great recipe for you today that I think you're gonna like. Soups can be intimidating, but we're gonna make one together. So if you don't make soup, this is a good one to start with. The flavors are great, it's healthy, and it's pretty simple to make. We're gonna continue with our theme of, not a theme, it's life. Grocery store is expensive, and it's really expensive to cook for your family. And I'm gonna help you save some money and create dishes that you can serve today, tonight, and maybe tomorrow too. And this is definitely one of those dishes. This is gonna be a creamy squash soup. So we've got butternut squash, we've got carrots, onions, salt, chicken broth. This is gonna be the beginning of our recipe, and there's not really much more to it than this. I'm gonna start with the onion, because that's always where you start to me. And the onions are, the thing about a recipe like this, any kind of a pot, if I'm making chili or if I'm making soup, I always like to build that dish from the bottom up. And it might sound, I don't know how it sounds, but it's true. The onions will begin to sweat and they'll release some really good flavors, and they'll just work to season the whole dish from the bottom. And I'll tell you what I mean. Instead of pouring in the chicken broth and then just dumping in the squash, dumping in the carrots, dumping in the onions, and then turning it on and cooking it, it doesn't have quite the same effect as sweating your onions, getting some nice flavor from them, then putting in your carrots because they're really sturdy, and doing the same thing with your carrots for just a minute. And then we'll add the squash, and we'll get all those things sort of toasting together, and then we'll add to that our chicken broth, and then let it all meld together. So why don't we, while we're waiting for our carrots to come up, and while we're waiting for our onions to sweat and get ready, why don't we go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back in just a minute. The onions are beginning to sweat, and they're giving me that nice onion in the kitchen flavor. There's nothing like the smell of onions cooking in the kitchen. It's wonderful. And the carrots are super sturdy. Take a little bit longer to cook, so we'll add those next once the carrots have begun to release. And we're gonna let this do the same thing. So we're quickly gonna take another break, because I know you don't wanna just sit here and watch these carrots cook. So let's take a break. We'll give these about 5 minutes, and then we'll come right back. The carrots and onions look and smell wonderful. I'm gonna add to them just a little salt, a little pinch of salt. Stir that in, and then in with the butternut squash and with our chicken broth. And they sell chicken broth, everyone, in big 32-ounce, like cardboard style containers. And I keep a lot of chicken broth in my house, bone broth, beef broth. I keep all these broths in my house because they're great when you're making your rice. I use chicken stock to make rice. I add it to all of my spaghettis, my goulashes, some beef bone broth. Keep those things on hand because they are such a wonderful flavor, and they just add so much. So our squash is in, onions, carrots, a little bit of salt, and now I'm gonna add to that my chicken broth. So wonderful. Perfect soup for fall. The butternut squash is plentiful. I was just in the grocery store this morning. They had plenty of them. I just bought one this morning and brought it into my house because I'm gonna make a butternut squash soup at my house too. Oh, I think that we were talking before. You may be unsure whether or not your kids will like it. Just as I don't know. It's anecdotal, but my 6-year-olds love it. They lap it up. Butternut squash soup doesn't last in our house. So if you got kids and you're like, I don't think my kids will like it, they may very well. Okay, wonderful. So I've just cooled this pot way down. So now we gotta wait till it comes back up, and we're gonna cook the squash, carrots, onions, salt together for about 40 minutes, let it get soft, and then we're gonna get to our emulsifier or your Vitamix or your food processor, whatever it is that you have at home. So we'll take one more break and we'll come back when this is ready. This butternut squash soup smells so great already. And the combination of the onions and the carrots and the chicken broth. When I brought it out in front of me off the other stove, I was just like, golly, is that? Oh man, this smells wonderful. Aunt Peggy, I don't know if you can smell it from where you're sitting. I think you can. It's great. So we only have one thing left to do. Our squash is still whole and in sort of rustic chunks. We're gonna emulsify it. You could use a Vitamix or you could use a food processor or whatever, but I've got an emulsifier that I'm gonna use. With a couple of tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna go ahead and begin to cream our soup. Oh gosh, I just tasted it and it is so wonderful already, and it's not quite complete. The good thing about an emulsifier is you can leave it a little chunky if you like. If you put it into a Vitamix or into a blender, you're going to get it super creamy, and you've only got really sort of one way that you can go, and that's really creamy. But if you want to leave some chunks in there, the emulsifier is really the way to go. All right, now last but not least, I've got some heavy cream, and I'm just going to take a little bit of our soup mix here and add to it so it doesn't curdle. Stir it in so it's warmed up. All righty. Now in goes our heavy cream. One more shot with the emulsifier, so why don't we take one last break and we will serve it up. So our butternut squash soup is complete. And it tastes so good. I just gave it a little sip, and it is wonderful. And I'm so happy to have somebody here to share it with, my Aunt Peggy.
All righty.
Do you like butternut squash soup? Do you like butternut squash soup?
I haven't tried it recently.
Really?
Really?
Peggy, well, I'm about to make you a very, very happy lady. Now, if you would like to, you can add a dollop of sour cream to the top of this at home. Believe it or not, we don't have any sour cream. We're out. Mom has used all of hers. So we're going to have to go without sour cream. And Aunt Peggy, trust me, I just tasted it. And it is, oh, so wonderful. You know what else would be good on there? Would be a nice homemade crouton. Could be really good right on top, or something like that. But we'll just finish it off with a little bit of fresh black pepper. And from
you'd see that down at the restaurant one day.
for sure. And then right on top, just for giggles, a little greenery garnish. Might not even need a spoon, Aunt Peggy. You could drink that like a
it is hot.
spoon for you. So, butternut squash soup. The whole point is we want to make dishes that are not going to break the bank. We want to be able to serve our families right now and maybe tonight and maybe tomorrow. And this recipe really fits the bill. It's butternut squash soup. It's butternut squash, carrots, onions, a little bit of heavy cream, some chicken broth, nothing that's going to overstretch your budget. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. Tell me what you think, Aunt Peggy. Cheers.
Delightful.
Yeah, do you like it?
Delicious.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
Bursting with flavor. Somehow it manages to have lots and lots of flavor. This is a great dish. My children like it. My Aunt Peggy likes it, and I like it too. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. I'm just going to drink mine.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.